Welcome to PPT Gen X. So today we are going to see another way by which we can convert any 2D image to a 3D scene. Okay, so let's begin. So here I'm going to enter and create a new slide, and on this slide I'm going to paste this image. Okay, let's drag it to the corner, and now in the next step, I am going to make the copy of the slide by pressing the Ctrl D. So let's make 4 copies. Okay. So now we'll go to the slide number 2. Okay, let's delete this slide. Okay. So this is now our slide number 1. So let's go to the slide number 2. And on slide number 2, first of all, we are going to remove the background. Okay, so basically, why are we removing the background? Because we need this girl and the rock. Okay, we do not want the other part. So let's. Alright, perfect. And let's mark the area which we want to remove. So I'm going to remove this area. Alright, now let's keep the changes. Now we'll go to the crop option, and in the crop option, like this, I am going to crop it. Done. Now, by pressing the Ctrl D, I'm going to make the exact copy of this image. Okay. Now for this image, I am again going to crop it. Okay. Let's crop it like this. Crop. Now here in this next part, I want some picture effect, and I'll go to the soft edges and let's give it 10 points only. Okay, and now in the next step, I am going to shift it backwards and backward, and let's increase its size a little bit and bring it exactly behind the previous one. And let's reduce its size like this. Alright, and let's reduce the soft edges to 25 points. It is more better. Okay, perfect. Now by pressing the Ctrl A key, I'm going to select both the images. I'm going to press the Ctrl G to group it. I'll go to the selection pane, and in the selection pane, this whole group I'm going to name as girl. Okay. Okay. So now let's copy this image, and I'm going to paste it on the slide number 1 like this. Beautiful. Now let's move to the slide number 3, and on slide number 3, basically I want to keep these dark clouds. Okay, so let's double click, remove background. Okay, shift the frame to this top left corner, and let's adjust its size like this, and just mark. Beautiful, it's done. Now let's keep the changes. Now let's crop it. Okay, because we need only this part, so I'm going to crop it till here. Alright, perfect. Now let's copy it by pressing Ctrl C. Let's move to the slide number 1 and press Ctrl V to exactly paste it on top of it. Now in the selection pane, I am going to name it as dark cloud. So let's write DRK. Perfect. Now let's remove these 2 slides as we don't need it. Okay, now this is very important part. Look here. So I'm going to insert another shape. Okay, but before inserting any shape, I am going to remove this ship. We don't want the ship. So let's double click, remove background. Okay, and let's shift this frame to the bottom left corner and like this. Perfect. And let's mark the areas which we do not want to keep. I do not want the ship. Like this. And let's remove the chains as well. Here and here. Beautiful. Now let's keep the changes, but before that let's bring it till here and finally keep the changes. Okay, so now in the next part I'm going to crop this image. Let's crop it down till this part. Perfect. Now we'll go to the picture effect, and in the picture effect we'll go to the soft edges, and here I'm going to select 25 points. Okay, let's bring it downward. Now I'm going to make the exact copy of the slide by pressing the Ctrl D. Okay, and on this slide I'm going to select this image, press the Ctrl D key, make the exact copy, bring it over here and rotate it horizontally like this. Again Ctrl D, again I'm going to rotate, flip horizontal, again Ctrl D, rotate, flip horizontal. Now let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to press Ctrl A to select all the images together and press Ctrl G to group. Okay, now by pressing the Ctrl C I'm going to copy it, and by pressing Ctrl V I'm going to place them on our slide number 1, and let's bring it little bit downwards like this. Alright, perfect. But now we have to move this group 6 below the girl. Yeah. Okay, now we'll go to the slide number 3, and on slide number 3 I'm going to select this image. I'll go to the picture effect, I'll go to the soft edges, and this time the soft edges is going to be 50 points. Alright, and let's press Ctrl D to make the exact copy, place it over here, similarly rotate it, flip horizontal, Ctrl D, rotate it, flip horizontal, again Ctrl D, rotate, flip horizontal. Perfect. Press Ctrl A to select all the clouds and press Ctrl G to group them. Now Ctrl C to copy it and Ctrl V on slide number 1 to paste it. And let's bring it little bit upwards. Yeah. Alright, perfect. And if you want, you can again select this whole group and rotate it horizontal like this. Okay, now let's bring it down over here. Okay, and let's bring it below this group. Just a second. Okay, yeah. Now we have to give some animation. So let's first of all give animation to group 6. So we will go to the animation tab. We'll go to the animation tab. Okay, now we'll go to the add animation, and in the add animation I'm going to select the motion path lines. We'll go to the drop down menu, we'll go to the left option like this. Okay, now here we just have to adjust the path. Let's adjust it to, yeah. Alright, now let's select group 11. Okay, and let's give animation to group 11 also. So same animation, motion path, line, drop down menu to the left hand side. Yes. And let's change the path. There. Alright. Okay, let's close it. Open animation tab, and for both the animations in the drop down menu I'm going to select start with previous. Okay, Again, we'll go to the drop down menu and we will go to the effect options. So here, we do not want any kind of smooth start, we do not want any kind of smooth end. And timing repeat is going to be until end of slide. Alright, perfect. Now here we have to make some changes for group 6. The duration is going to be around 25 seconds, and for group 11 the duration is going to be around 15 seconds. Okay, now let's have a preview. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Looking very pretty.